Batch from Scratch, the show where, just like our emotions, the beers are bottled and canned.
Every episode, we try some beer, talk about life. We really don't know shit about either, so don't set your expectations too high.
Our credentials, null. Our expertise, void. So don't take anything we say too serious.
Let's talk some shit.
Welcome back to the show where we're live.
Yeah, we're live.
For no good reason. No good reason at all. We're live. So you're going to forgive me if I'm looking over my shoulder a lot. I'm just going to be checking a lot of things and making sure everything's running smooth. But this is episode number 28 of Bottled and Canned. My name is Matt.
I am Jason.
And what? No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, we're live.
We're live, dude.
This is episode 28. We labeled it live.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
I mean, just for now, I hope no one ever tunes into this for any overt purpose. But
I wasn't prepared when I came here today. I was like, I would have.
Well, today is our
tuxedo or something.
Today's the day we would drop it, so it'll be like twitched and hopefully it'll be archived and should be transported to our YouTube page. So our YouTube should have the first video ever. Our Twitch page should have the first video ever. If there's anything even remotely worthwhile, we'll try to clip it. But again, we don't have any high hopes on that front, right? Yeah, and beyond that, I think everything should be working. So again, we can actually shout out some socials at the end and potentially have some content. If we can't always do the episodes live, we will record them, right? Like we will be able to record
and then upload the video.
And then upload the video, not necessarily as a live stream, but we'll be able to put that on our YouTube page. So again, we're just solo streaming on Twitch just for just simplicity reasons, but eventually we can set up dual stream with YouTube. But eventually, again, for now, if we're not live, you can always find episode recordings on our YouTube page.
So then on my post, my question for you is, do I have to put all the YouTube links now? It's like it creates a lot more responsibility for me.
You need more responsibility. Let's be honest.
I like just showing up.
Bit more. I know you just like showing up. You want.
I don't even like pushing the buttons.
I
it's
understand.
Like a lot.
You're
it's a
too
lot.
stressed about pushing the damn buttons.
And then
but
I have one more question for you.
Yeah, sure.
When the Knights score, will you let me know?
Yeah, that is true. And also, yes, we are in Vegas, and our hockey team here is in a playoff game. So it is in perfect eyesight for me. And it is in a poor line of sight.
I would be totally distracted. I wouldn't be paying attention. We would end up just talking about the game the entire time.
Right. I think I can compartmentalize a little bit better than you can. So we'll see if I can keep you updated on the score. So go Knights go is all I can say. So anyway, I don't know, man. I'm excited, dude. So episode 28. I don't know. I know we've been making kind of some like slow tweaks behind the scenes to a couple things, and again, just forcing ourselves to go live, whether it's perfect or polished or not, is just kind of one of those things. But in addition, again, we're just trying to fold in some different concepts and elements to the show and test them out. Nothing like severe, but we're having a little fun. We're in kind of a Renaissance era. We're trying to just really force ourselves to lean in and take the show a little bit more serious lately. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I've been taking it seriously this whole time. I didn't know you were mailing it in.
But I'm just saying, like,
this whole time you mailing it in?
Well,
a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, quite actually, like every episode probably.
Yeah, as I say, I don't even think about the show until I get here. I'm like,
No, that's funny. Yeah, we call that like windshield time in our industry. Like, how'd you prepare for that meeting? When I drove over there, I was thinking about what I was going to say. It's like we call that windshield.
Yeah. No, dude, I was just thinking about like how many years ago it was that we were like talked about. I just shared with you some of the things that I wanted to share, and we talked about, we should do it. Just threw out maybe a podcast, and then eventually we got around to it. Like, who would have thought then? We are super successful, famous podcasters.
Just to be clear, I mean, I understand that if you can't pick up on his sarcasm, you're nuts. But no, I mean, we treat this again in some way like. I always say like an indie band or like a rock band, like a garage rock band or indie band. But I would say it's more like a once a week bowling team or something. You know what I mean? Where it's like we never wanted to set out to take this like a job and a career and like monetize it necessarily and get famous. We just wanted to like do it for fun and as like a therapeutic release. And again, it's like whatever. So moral story is fuck all that. I don't know. We're just doing this for fun, so like that's why. But I think for us to like start taking it more serious, it's just a part of that process. You know, like we're still having fun and doing that thing and not taking it too serious, though, in our own way.
Yeah, no, it's still fun. It's just an excuse to drink, really.
Yeah, I guess, dude. And I've had a rough day, so
Let's
I'm
just
a little
chug
bit
some
more
fucking beers
sauced
then.
before. I'm a little bit more sauced than normal. So
Are we gonna jump right in?
let's get to
Today's beer.
today's beer. Today's beer. Top balls. Today's beer. Today's beer. All right, today's beer.
Matt,
What?
I have a question.
What?
What beer are we gonna have?
Oh, my friend, I'm so glad you asked. It is a delicious, yummy, Out for Blood from Bottle Logic.
It's aggressive.
Blood Orange Blonde Ale. It's a Blood Orange Blonde Ale. So it's funny. The name sounds aggressive. It's probably going to be like nice and light and fruity. It's like a fruited beer, a fruited blonde ale. Bottle Logic out of Anaheim, California. And honestly, man, like you can put the can up to the camera to kind of show it off a little bit.
I didn't even know it was a can yet.
Oh, you didn't know because is it?
I didn't ask. Okay. Matt, is it bottled or is it canned?
It's canned.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, all right. So anyway,
is it too soon to ask about if our emotions are bottled or canned?
No, yeah,
we'll do that one later.
No, that's later. That's
Oh,
later.
okay,
That's
okay,
later.
okay.
That's later. So anyway, you can flash a little picture of the can, but it's kind of a
got a lot happening.
Yeah, I mean, Out for Blood, like you said, it's kind of aggressive.
It's hard to line this up with this camera.
No, I feel you, and then
it's got a lot. It's got a lot happening. The interesting thing, I love it. The forces of evil never rest. Dead March and his acolytes are out for blood.
Out for blood.
Oh, I didn't know. It didn't. It just said
Out
the regular.
for blood.
It wasn't even capitalized. I didn't know I was supposed to emphasize anything there. Dude, I like the can. Got some guys with baseball bats and air respirators and ties on.
Yeah, dude, it's a vibe, dude. I love it. The guy's got he's like a skull. You remember what was the villain from like He-Man?
I don't know.
Skeletor, dude.
Oh yeah, the one guy looks like. Oh yeah, the one guy looks like Skeletor.
Little Ghost Rider.
The other ones look like Mick Foley.
Yeah, the gas masks with a tie and a white shirt.
Like what was his name when he was?
It
was Mick Foley, but he was.
Mick Foley was Matt. It was like Dude Love was one of them.
Dude Love was one of them. Cactus Jack was the other. But this is the other character, Mankind.
Mankind.
Yeah, kind of like a bunch of Mankinds on here.
Anyway, so all right, man. Well, let's crack this thing open and let's give it a taste, man. The can looks cool, but Blood Orange Blonde Ale, pretty light, little foamy. 4.8%, so it's not going to be a super
I have one
strong
question for
beer.
you.
Well, hit me.
What do you? Shit,
it's foamy. I just said it was foamy.
Holy! I didn't know what you.
I just said it was foamy.
I did. You said it with an accent.
I said it like I'm from the movie Clueless, and it's 1990. It's foamy. I don't know. Anyway.
What do you think it pairs well with?
Well, it literally says orange steak fajitas. So whatever the hell that means.
I don't know. I don't know what that means. Let's give it a go.
Yeah, I will say, like, as far as like again, they market it as a blood orange blonde ale, and most blonde ales again are very much blonde in color, kind of murky or hazy. This thing is orange and hazy. I'll tell you that much. So, all right, get a little kiss, a little sample there. Cheers, brother, man. Cheers.
Cheers to being live.
Cheers to being live, man. All right, let's try this beer. Out for Blood, Bottle Logic, Blood Orange Blonde Ale. How is it, Jason?
Can you repeat that?
I just repeated the name and the brewery and
it was a lot of
style.
Blood Orange Blood.
Out for Blood. I don't know why I have to have like a British accent when I say it, but I hear it
Try
as like,
Romanian
out
accent.
for blood. Romanian. Out for blood.
Yeah, there you go.
It's out for blood.
That's
yes.
better.
That's not bad. Interesting. Yeah, blood orange, almost like blood orange pulp. You know what I mean? There's almost like texture character to this beer in a way.
It says it's a blonde ale.
A fruited blonde ale. Wow. Yeah, it's real.
I'm having a hard time describing it.
I mean, it tastes actually like really faithful to like what a blood orange tastes like. Because a blood orange.
Have we had a blood orange before? Because I don't know what that tastes like.
Have you ever had a grapefruit?
Yes. What's the score?
They scored on a power play 4-1 while they're up. Still the second period, but it's not looking good, Bob. Anyway, sorry, it's kind of like a mix between an orange and a grapefruit, so it kind of has like that bitterness to it. So
maybe we should put the draft on.
I do want to know like the draft results. So that is, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna pull that up.
I was going back and forth with a buddy of mine and trying to figure out why the Bears picked up a tight end. I thought we needed. Well, I know the Raiders picked up the running back that the Bears wanted, and then we went at 10 and picked a tight end, and I don't understand why we got a tight end because I thought everywhere I read we were going to get an offensive lineman. There's one from Texas that I forgot what his name was that we're going to get in there, and then went a tight end. Like, do we really need a tight end? I thought we needed. Dude, so our quarterbacks don't get sacked.
Yeah, I don't know. But tight ends can help with blocking, so that's kind of a, novel.
We need, all right.
I don't know. I mean, again, he can help the offensive line and shit, but yeah, I mean, anyway, I don't know. I have no idea, by the way. I just tried to pull up NFL.com. Crashed, I guess. So, I mean, I'll try ESPN in here in a second, but I just feel like as soon as I do that, it's gonna absolutely like spark the loudest noise possible. So mute. All right, thank goodness. All right, anyway, we're so distracted. There's too much good sports stuff going on for us today. It is a momentous day. Playoff hockey and the NFL draft all at once. Anyway, so we gotta rate this fucking beer, bro. Don't get distracted. I'm the one trying to get this shit pulled up for both of us. You got to carry the show.
Okay, I don't know what I'm just saying. I don't know what a blood.
It was kind of grapefruitish. So imagine tasting it again. Taking
what did we have a few weeks ago that was grapefruitish?
I think there was like a grapefruit IPA or something that we had that had grapefruit notes to it. But if you think about what a grapefruit tastes like, it's like an orange and a grapefruit, like a sweet grapefruit.
Yeah, this is okay. So first of all, it's good. It's easy to drink. So it's, where it's going to go. It's really, I don't know how to describe. It's has a lot of flavor or full flavored, but also not heavy. Is that?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that a thing?
Exactly. Like it's weird.
I would expect it to like sit heavy, but it's very light because it's very full flavored. Like let me know when we rank these.
No, man, I think we should rank it right now. I have a pretty decent score in my mind here. Like, I'm pretty happy with the number I have in my head, and I do like this beer. But I mean, I think you're going to be surprised by my score. So where are you at? If you want, I can go first. If you want, I never go first. So if you want, I can.
Okay.
You want me to?
Yeah.
Okay. This is 4.05, just above a 4 for me.
It's a little lower than I thought you were going to go.
Exactly. I told you it was going to be a surprising score. I like this beer. But it just kind of hits and tastes like a handful of the other kind of fruited blonde ales, even like macro level fruited blonde ales that I've had.
So you say it doesn't stand out as much?
Right. It doesn't. Yeah, like it doesn't stand out. It just kind of blends into very similar, again, macro beers of this style, like almost things I can get in a can from a big name brewery. And again, these guys are growing and they're getting bigger, and maybe I'm being harsh, but still that's a good score. Like I would enjoy this and drink this beer, but there's just something like a little less. I don't know. There's something missing there for me. It's a little simple in some ways. That's all I can say.
I don't. Maybe I haven't had enough of those because I think to me it does stand out because it is. I'm shocked that it has a lot of. It's very. I don't know. I feel it in a lot of areas of the palate, but yeah, it's really light. So, I'm going way higher. I'm going to go way higher.
I like it.
I'm going to go.
What do you slap it with, brother?
4.51.
Whoa, dude! He hit him with the 5-1 stunner, dude. Why the 5-1 though? By the way, that sounds like
I don't know, everything
suspiciously specific or something.
Well, because I just looked at that and I said something gave it a 5 point, and I just want to make sure I was. I don't know. It's pretty arbitrary.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, it's
like anything, because all I know is like you said, anything that's good should be a 4 or above, which you should have said in episode like 000 would have stopped all that. Would have said all the bullshit that took me to come up with my system.
You asked me what my system was, and I gave it to you, and you critiqued it. You did not like my structured system.
No, because I like the first one. I still like the idea of the first one you ever have should be a 2.5, and then build from there. It just makes sense because you have a benchmark.
Yeah.
But I understand now that I've had 28 beers in my life, 29 if you include episode 0.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, no.
No, man, I'm glad
because I like it. I like it. I can get a case of this.
Yeah.
I just don't know why it's so aggressive. I like it, but I don't know why the can is so aggressive. It's like
I mean, dude, have you seen some of the cans I've saved above? It's like there's some wild.
I know. I really want to try the.
Weird shit.
I really want to try the what are the Uncrustables ones?
Dude, the jelly and jam.
Yeah, dude, I fucking swear,
bro. Those are like super rare. That's from Bad Beat, dude, and I'm pretty sure Bad Beat closed like a while ago, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I thought they closed at this point. Anyway, no, wait,
we've had some.
No, there's still the tap room across town. I lied. What am I thinking of? Whoever made El Jefe in town. Anyway, I digress. Those were so good, dude, and those were limited time. And I was able to get like one, and I couldn't get the other one. And the guy, I told him, I said, "Hey, if you get one, save it for me at the place I pick up from." And he saved one for me. He's like, "Oh, I had found one in the back, and I knew you'd be back. You're for it." And I was like, "Ah!" So I was able to like complete the collection anyway. So
yeah, no, that's nice.
Yeah. No, go on.
I was just gonna say, like, I've got a couple beers I want to try. Somebody I know brought me some. And I'll tell a story when I bring them to try, because they came in like they almost look like a baby champagne bottle. It was an interesting bottle that was in. Anyways, I'll bring them. And then my cousin has been sending me some stuff I really want to try too. So I've got some options of things when it's my turn to pick. But I don't know if that's ever going to happen. Am I get promoted? Right. Am I ever going to get promoted to that part or no?
Yeah, I mean, but it's I think we almost like. Anyway, we got to tie it in. So anyway, we'll talk about it. But no, you get promoted, but we got to figure it out. Absolutely, you can have that job. It's going to cost you.
I figured.
There's some implications.
Okay.
Okay, never mind.
I'm down.
I thought you knew what I was talking about. Anyway, it's fine. So, I don't know. I mean, there's some booze that's starting to flow through my veins, and we can't go to the main discussion yet. So
we should maybe kill some time.
What? It's a time killer and vein filler. All right, it's time for the time.
Why were you pointing at me?
The way you were so like scared to push the button,
because I was like, I forgot what we were doing.
My grandma hitting like her phone, dude.
I was like, that one, but then no.
Anyway, I was like, I just get it done. Anyway, that was so funny. Anyway, what's up with our time killer vein filler, Jason?
Well, I kind of bounced it off you earlier. It's not a shock,
dude. We're supposed to like we're some showmanship, dude.
Showmanship. Sorry.
Like fucking, come on, man.
Well, because you didn't like how I just asked questions, random thought-provoking questions, and you wanted to gamify it. So now we have a game.
Okay. Again,
we have a game.
A little inside baseball. You don't have to do all that all the time. Anyway, continue.
It's more fun to go behind the curtain. I'm telling you. I said before, growing up, I like to watch wrestling. I thought that shit was real. Then I realized, as my grandpa said, sometimes I think that's a fake. And it might be a fake. But now, if I watch anything wrestling related, I like to find out what's going on behind the scenes, like all the storylines, like how they put the show together. I don't really care as much what happens out there. I want to hear the story and all the drama that goes down and the backstage fights and all that. That's the fun part, right?
So it's all about you.
Yeah. So it's
all about you.
I want people to be able to get behind the curtain a little bit.
All right. Anyway, call that inside baseball now.
Okay, all right, so here we go.
Here's the game. Here's our time killer vein filler.
I'm not going to tell.
What do we got?
Here it is. I'm going to give you. I don't know why I have 8, but I picked 8 random vacation spots because it's summer.
Oh my god. Okay. All right.
8. I was
going to be hard to link them at 8, but all right.
Oh no, I'm going to do one. So there's going to be 8 celebrity names.
That's what I'm saying.
8. But I'm going to give you the celebrity name and then read through the places. You don't get to know the celebrity's name until I tell you the next one.
Oh shit.
Okay.
All right. Cool. I like it.
All right.
All right.
So. First one. This is random. This is. Did we use ChatGPT or Copilot? I don't think it matters. I think I used Copilot.
To our AI overlords. Yeah, hell yeah, AI.
Yeah.
Woo.
We need sponsors.
AI.
So I'm gonna shout everyone out. Mercedes Benz.
AI.
You know, that's my favorite one. That's what they're gonna get us one day.
Go AI.
LeBron James is a celebrity. Okay.
Okay.
He's a basketball. He plays for the Lakers.
I know who LeBron fucking James is, dude.
All right. So. Vacation number 1, because it is summertime. Everyone's going on vacations. LeBron James says, hey, yo, Matt, let's go on vacation. I'm giving you some options. Where you want to hang out with me at?
Okay.
Amazon rainforest and explore the dense jungle.
Okay.
Exotic wildlife and navigate through the challenging terrain with LeBron James.
Okay. You can probably just tell me the places.
Oh, okay.
And I guess tell me the activity. You don't have to describe it.
Okay. Santorini, Greece.
On the activity.
Just banging on the beach.
Cool, dude. Beautiful. Scuba. Sport of scuba.
Volcano boarding in Sierra Negro, Nicaragua.
Wow.
That sounds fucking dope. Skydiving in Switzerland. They have stunning views there. Okay. Whitewater rafting down the Zambezi River in Zimbabwe. Woo! That's known for its crazy rapids.
Yeah, no shit, dude. I grew up with the Zambezi Zinger in Kansas City, dude. So I know.
What is that? Like a finger in the ass?
It was a roller coaster.
Oh. Caves of Swallows, Mexico. It's not like a Tijuana thing, like the Caves of Swallows. You go down there, like what you're thinking. It's a great place to go spelunking.
Okay. Oh my god.
Hella skiing in Anchorage, Alaska. That sounds fun. Or going to the most isolated place on Earth, which is Tristan da Cunha in the United Kingdom.
Okay, so, all right, now can you give me like a quick rapid fire again from top to bottom?
Rainforest, Santorini, volcano boarding, skydiving, whitewater rafting, cave swallows, and depending on how you take that, but that's spelunking in Mexico.
Yeah, I know, I got it.
Hella skiing, and
what's hella skiing? Oh, you jump from the helicopter? Oh my god! And then the hella skiing. What's the last one?
I'm just going to a remote, desolated place with nothing.
Nothing. Okay. So with LeBron James, all right, I'm gonna take him to I'll take him to Santorini, Greece. Feel like he'll get a lot of attention, and everyone will kind of like. He'll like stick out there, and everyone will like gravitate to him and know who he is.
You remember what the activity I said was?
No, I thought you said just chilling on the beach.
I said banging on the beach.
Oh, I thought banging was in like slanging, as in like okay. So wait, there's like sexual elements of one of these vacations.
No, that one says enjoying the views and picturesque sunsets.
That's okay. So that's what I picture.
You can cuddle with him.
So I just feel like
he doesn't want more than that.
He'll get a lot of the attention. I'll be able to escape off, and he can distract everyone while I have a nice, quiet vacation because he's very famous. That's my plan. All right, Santorini, LeBron James.
Okay. All right, Taylor Swift. The rainforest.
No, I can remember most of these now. All right. With Taylor Swift, I'm gonna take her to the remote place on Earth, and not for some creepy reason that you think of that face you have.
I know. I was like, dude.
But I want to take copious notes and get all sorts of details, and then bring them back to my wife and make her very happy. So
she's a Swiftie.
No distractions, big Swiftie. So like, get no distractions. Right. I can just like get with Taylor and just like try to like ask all these questions. I get a bunch of questions from my wife ahead of time. And then just go up and get them all answered, and like FaceTime with Taylor and my wife and stuff like that, and like all that. So there we go. Just so I could keep her alone, no distractions.
Right. What about The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
Oh man, The Rock, man. The Rock, man. You know, I'm gonna take him jungle exploring because I've seen the movie Jumanji, and he seems like he's well equipped to help me survive in the jungle.
Was he also in that movie with Robert Downey Jr. where they were in the jungle?
He was also in The Rundown with like Sean William Scott, which was a funny movie.
Yeah, he seems like he's good for the jungle. Like,
I feel like he can help me get through it. Right, that's all.
He's like, a fucking lion's not going to attack. Do lions live in the jungle? Probably not. What lives in the jungle?
I think in India, in their jungles, they do have lions.
Yeah, listen, he can fuck any of tigers. He can fuck any animal up. So you're pretty safe. He'll just like
he literally beat. Okay, so again, what do you think? So jungle, The Rock. Okay, LeBron was in Santorini, and then Taylor was on the isolated area. Okay,
Leonardo DiCaprio. I feel like the kind of fun he would have. Santorini would be a great place to him.
Like, it would have been good for him. That would have been his vibe.
And like the amount of people, the kinds of people, the girls you would be hanging out with. You can pretend you're not married for this scenario.
I honestly, this is going to be a controversial answer.
Well, yeah,
I don't
really
get
up on the socials
about, like talking with him that much. I don't like. He's cool and everything, but I wouldn't like. It wouldn't be like one of those I want to sit and just learn and talk with him and ask about all this shit. It just doesn't interest me that way. So I'll go whitewater rafting.
You don't think he's a good actor?
No, he's a great actor. I love his movies.
You want to learn how he gets into character?
That doesn't strike a chord for me.
Dude. Okay.
So again, I'm going to take him whitewater rafting. We'll like bro out. We'll drink some beers. We'll have a good time. We'll go whitewater. We'll high five and chest bump. And I'm like, I got that whitewater raft with Leo DiCaprio. It'll be chill. It won't be like intimate and a lot of talking. So.
All right. What about Shakira?
God.
I haven't been marking what's left.
Maybe when you talk like that. So all right. So give me. Yeah. I mean, you go from the top, and if you know I've said it, skip it. So.
So far we have volcano boarding left.
God.
Skydiving in Switzerland.
Oh God.
Spelunking in Mexico.
God.
Did we do heliskiing yet?
No, I know heliskiing. So those are the 4 left.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to do the safest one of those with Shakira. I don't want her to get hurt. So we're going to go spelunking. And that's still dangerous, and it can be kind of like cave exploring. But that'll be cool.
See, that's the one I would have taken to Santorini.
I get you. I fucked up here. I didn't know what was coming next. So I've made my decisions. Now I've got to
You chose
live with
LeBron James.
I
and
understand
Santorini.
that, but I didn't know what I didn't
That
know
was
what
a
was coming.
super straight
So
answer.
I don't have to tell you. I don't have to tell you. I don't want to bang LeBron James. I just thought like he would distract people. That's all. All right, okay.
What about Dennis Rodman?
Okay, wait a minute. I'm going volcano boarding with Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, it sounds like about
because he'd
right,
be like, I'm down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone else would have been like, wait, you want me to do what? He'd be like, hell yeah.
See, the other thing is that you might want to take him to like the most isolated place, because I feel like that guy has fun anywhere he goes, right? So you can go to like the most boring place in the world and just be like, this guy will find a party, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I want to ride that wave. I do want to ride that wave. So okay.
I forgot this one was on the list. Selena Gomez.
Shit, my wife likes her too. Well, I mean, what is left? Heliskiing and sky. Let's go skydiving. We'll have instructors. We can probably be pretty safe. That'd be cool. Yeah, skydiving. Selena Gomez.
And then Donald Trump.
Me and Donald Trump are going heliskiing.
Yes.
Dude. All right, man. I guess me and Donald Trump are gonna go heliskiing. Yeah. Cool.
He's probably the best heliskier ever, if you ask him.
I mean, honestly, he's probably better than I would be. I'm scared shitless to do that. I think I'd drop out of the helicopter. My brittle Great Dane knees would just snap. I feel like they just like snap peas.
Well, I think you try and aim for the snow for the softer landing.
Well, I'd imagine that, but I still feel
it's not like hella water skiing. You're not jumping out of a helicopter and landing and like, all right, okay. So those are good choices.
Man. I feel like I made some good choices. That was fun. All right, dude. That was very cool.
Yeah,
so.
that was our
time killer in vain.
So now I think it's time for
it's time for that main discussion where, just like today's beer, our emotions are bottled and canned. Jason. It is our main discussion.
Is this where we release emotions?
Yeah, I mean,
are they bottled or are they canned?
Man, I think they're, honestly, as always,
a little bit of both.
A little bit of both, my friend. So,
okay.
All right. So, what's up, man? What?
That's on you.
This I know it is. I was gonna say.
You're asking me.
No, I wasn't saying what's up like that part. I was just saying. So, what's up, man? Like, I was like saying hi to you. So, here's the deal.
We said hi earlier.
There are times in our life where, whether we're on the receiving end or whether we're the one dishing it out, the human condition can, like, it's possible that we want to be out for blood again, or whether we're on the receiving end or whether we want to be dishing it out. And again, like, we know there's all these cases, whether it's love or jealousy or work stuff or career, people often snap and they go out for blood and they want to do harm to others and they do it, or they want to get revenge for some wronged loved one. And even though, like, we are lucky enough to have controlled our emotions to such an extent in our life that we've been able to, like, not let it ever go too far, there have been times that, again, I feel like I've been out for blood at moments in my life for others, and I know that I've probably driven others to be out for blood for me. So, do you have any stories that come to mind where you were out for blood, like for real, or where you knew someone was out for your blood because of something you did, whether intentional or accidental? And yeah, I mean, does that spark anything in your mind?
Interesting.
What would you learn from that? What would you share about that?
So, interestingly enough, I was just having this conversation with somebody before I got here today, and I have been shocked at how many people fucking love me. So no one's been out for blood for me because I'm so goddamn lovable. I don't have a story. But I will say this, though. Well, I want to hear your story. Because there's been times where I've been very angry and wanted to go out for blood. And you know, the theory is you got to fight fire with fire. So, and I disagree with that because I think going the opposite way when somebody's out for blood and trying to like come to a reasonable understanding or come to some kind of solution to the problem or having a conversation is usually the better outcome. However, I do realize there are plenty of times where maybe like the non-confrontational, like I would rather just, as somebody that has a beef or I got beef, I'd be like, you know what? I'm not going to waste my time and let somebody who, if I get so mad at somebody that I would be out for blood, I don't want to allow them to control my emotions and have that much control over me. So I would rather be like, you know what? I'd rather just distance myself from that. I mean, at the gym that I go to, which I took a break because I hurt my fucking shoulder. God damn it.
My shoulder's still fucked up.
Dude, yeah. But like that's probably the funnest place to go out for blood because it's a sort of a safer environment to like, this motherfucker beat me. I am going to choke this bitch out. You know? And sometimes you get choked out. Ooh. And it happens. But I would say like I have just learned that it's better not to go out for blood only because you don't want to give somebody that control. And we get people get angry. I get angry all the time. And I've also realized, though, that if you don't here's my thought. Instead of getting even with somebody, you know, first you try the conversations. And there's situations where you just can't remove yourself from said situation. And you have to deal with this person, right? Maybe it's a professional or work environment. And you're like, I need to get rid of this fucking person. And you can't. And you can't distance yourself, so you got to deal with it. You have a conversation. They still cross the boundaries. Like, I can't distance myself anymore. At some point, they have to learn that there's a consequence, you know? Like, being nice doesn't necessarily being weak. But I don't think that the letting somebody, not being in control of your reactions can be a weakness. Well, we all struggle with that, right? But I think you shouldn't let your emotions control your reactions. I think you should always be in control of your reactions. And I think that even in the sake of like whatever it is, if you stay calm and feel like you're in control of the conversation, in control of the situation, and remain even and don't react out of emotions, it actually gives you the advantage because it gives even to the person you're in the confrontation with, it gives the appearance that you're in charge and you're in control while they're losing their shit, right? So I think that's interesting. However, there are times where you have to be strategic and be like, you know what? I've said this comment before. Maybe I've made a threat. I fired a warning shot. You know, now I just got to cut the throat. You know, there are times where you're like, I tried it all the nice ways. And now there has to be severe consequence. And depending on who you're up against and depending on the situation, if you're prepared to make a consequence, like you don't pull out a gun unless you're prepared to use it, right? Even in any situation. If somebody's robbing my house, if I'm actually prepared to use it, I better not pull it out, right? So I think, but when push comes to shove, if you got a situation where you're so like out for blood or somebody's out for blood for you, and you tried having a conversation, you better make sure that whatever it is that you do is enough, not just to piss them off so that they come back more. Like if you're prepared to go out for blood, you have got to be so deliberate and there has to be such a consequence that they're like, I'm not fucking with that person anymore. I try to do it nice. Now you're in the hospital. Like try to do it nice. Now you're out of a job. I try to do it nice. Like you have to make sure that if you're out for blood, it's got to be strategic. And you got to try it the right way. And if it doesn't work, then you just have to make those consequences so severe that they know not like past the point of pissing them off and when they want revenge, but to the point where they don't fuck with you ever again. Like that's
not unlike training a dog or something.
Right.
I mean, not like that literal and easy, but no, I mean, I think that's interesting is, well, a couple of things I want to make sure I track that you said, but I think one of them was the concept of whenever you,
Can I make this a 5.3? That was good.
You want to change your score?
I'm kidding.
Okay, all right. Anyway, no, I think one of the things you were talking about was very specifically the martial arts aspect of it. In a way, I feel like probably the best way I'd say it is, you know, wanting to be out for blood or like kind of that feeling. It definitely fades as you get older. Like it could be wisdom. It could be, just experience or whatever.
Maybe you just got so much other shit going on in your life that whatever you would have been out for blood in high school, college, young adult, you're like, I've got other shit that matters. You don't matter anymore.
Right, and I think your world is so much smaller when you're younger. So it's like the things that, again, like you would even probably hear from people who ended up murdering a spouse or like beating someone up and going to jail for it. Were like, I was mad over like the dumbest shit. It was like, I can't believe that mattered at that time.
Let me ask you this: do you, because what I've learned about dealing with toxic people and behaviors and all these things because of situations, and it's actually become very interesting to me to learn about human behavior. And I'm just intrigued by it in general. And I've also like even if you're dealing with some of the most toxic people, the fire with fire actually makes stuff worse. And I'm not going to say somebody who was maybe murdered by, a spouse murdered somebody, but I wonder if there was ways that they were maybe trying to go out for blood, both people out for blood, and it ended up escalating it. Whereas if one party or the other would have handled it a little bit differently and just said, I got other things more important, I'm just not doing it, stayed in control of their reactions, maybe it wouldn't have escalated. Right? Because they say something interesting is like the opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference.
Indifference, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and once you become indifferent, that person no longer has control of you. It doesn't have to be, because I've been in some situations where I thought that, God, I was really taken advantage of. I was, honestly, there were times I worked for my old man, and, he could be a great guy sometimes, but he was just sort of a con man. And very narcissistic, right? I'm not saying he's like he fell into that bucket. I have a lot of those qualities, right? And he would always find a way to do stuff for him and take advantage of anybody who was nice or willing to listen. And I've seen some stuff, dude, that was like, yes. And by the way, my dad has some other qualities that were good. I've seen him do some good stuff, but most of the things that I learned was by his leading by a poor example.
Like what not to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff, like I was telling somebody the other day, the time where I just see him rip some people off in some really awful ways. And it just didn't feel good to be associated with him in that way. And I swear to God, I hope that at some point he finds some peace and figures out how to make amends for that. But I don't know, man. I had realized in dealing with these people, like not even with my dad, like the ones that still sort of stayed in contact, like it would become almost worse when he would take it personally. And then he would be like, he sent a letter to some, I don't even want to say it out loud. Like, dude, it just started to things started to escalate. And I was just like, you know what, man, as soon as you start taking care of your mental health and maybe start dealing with your addiction issues, like I'm not going to cut anyone out of my life. It's just like, dude, you need to focus on you and take care of you. There's nothing I can do. When I run into my dad, dude, we're still cool. We still have conversations, but like I couldn't have somebody that close to me until they start taking care of their mental health and taking care of their addiction problems, because it was just too traumatic and the nonsense was too much. But it was like, rather than argue with him, because I allowed him to take advantage of me because I left myself in a situation longer. So I have to hold some accountability for, I recognize it, but I still stayed around. So when I finally was like, dude, I there's nothing I had a conversation once on a plane. I was like, dude, I got your back now, but if you keep doing this, like, I'm just going to have to distance myself. I can't go through this shit again. I got my own life to lead. I got my own things. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I just think like the non-confrontational way to approach things is better. Like like we've talked before, like setting up non-confrontational boundaries. Like I'm setting up a boundary to be, it's something I learned in the last couple of years was like a boundary is not meant to change somebody else's behavior. It's meant to set up,
protect yours.
Right. Like, hey, listen, I'm not trying to tell you to treat me better. Treat me however you want. But if you treat me that way, I'm just not going to be around. Right. Like to me, that was a better approach than being out for blood. And I don't know, like I said, I didn't learn that till I was in my mid 40s. I know the people are looking at home saying, damn, he's in his 40s.
Yeah. You are hot.
Yeah, I am a fucking dreamy son bitch.
You've got the Magnum Steel, like the blue steel, the Magnum, your Hansel is so hot right now. Yeah. I'm old. All my references are so old. It sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Anyway, man, I don't know.
But that's my point. It's like there's been times where I've been angry about somebody, but I've never had like those situations where I've been out for blood. And part of it is almost a negative thing because I've been kind of an empathetic person, been caring and been making excuses for people who had wronged me, as opposed to like taking it personal and coming after them, but I have, and in my life growing up, I have seen where people have been out for blood for each other and how unnecessarily ugly shit got. So maybe that also shaped me, whether it was my dad or other people I was close to. I just refused to get into that. I would just rather just be like, yeah, fuck that shit. I'll just go find people that I would fucking rather be around.
It's interesting. You've had this like deep inclination your whole life to just disengage. You know, in a way, like you sound like you've always I've just got to pull away. You know what I mean? Like you've always been able to recognize that. It seems like a good skill. Like not everyone is able to kind of do that and pull up from those nosedives. I don't feel like. And they get sucked into it, and that's how they become, you know, out for blood. That's how, like, again, that happens.
No, I think my problem is that I've allowed myself to stay close to situations or people that have wronged me too much because I felt sorry for them, or I didn't view it as like I understood the situation and was like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, instead of just if I would have just said, hey, I'm not going to engage in this shit, so I'll walk away. Maybe that person would have started to treat me differently, and then, you know, maybe my dad and I would actually be closer because I did it a long time ago, or maybe not, because once I did it, I never, you know, so it was like a battle of going up and down, but it was just like one of those things, like I just always sort of gravitated to, and in some ways I used to feel weak about it because I'd be like, I'm too anti-confrontational. Like, do I not want to stand up for myself? No, it's not a matter of that. It's just like, I'd rather give people the benefit of the doubt, and I allowed myself to be in situations I shouldn't have. And then when I realized that like enough was enough, I was just like, it's not about the confrontation, because my approach to things has always been to resolve issues. And at some point, you got to realize, oh, if my goal in this argument or this dispute is to resolve and theirs is to get even, well, then there's no point in having that conversation because our goals aren't the same, right? So there's things I have always sort of disengaged, or maybe in times didn't stand up for myself or for others the way I should have, because I was trying to give people the benefit of the doubt and bring them back together instead of just being like, you know, I guess what I'm saying is, yes, maybe I've always had that because of what I've seen, but I've developed a better skill as time went on of to recognizing when it's time, when it's not time, how to stand up and when to stand up. You know?
Do you know what you're just
I still fuck it up.
Do you know what you're describing to me? The definition of pragmatism. I'm being dead ass serious.
Did I ever tell you that
but for real,
I scored a perfect score?
Yeah.
Have you heard about that?
Fucking like episode 0, 1, and like 1 through 10, we fucking mentioned.
Yeah, I got the proof. Now that we're on camera, I am gonna fucking bring it so people can see.
Yeah, dude. I'm sure, dude.
That's not getting any better, bro. Still 4-1.
I didn't know. I didn't want to tell you, but we've had a lot of missed shots. We had a power play. We didn't do anything with it. So
tell us your story.
You know, it's interesting. I mean, I feel like you took it to like such a deeper, like philosophical place where you were talking about things more conceptually, and I like that. That was good. I mean, that really like piqued my, you know, it was good. Like it tickled my brain a lot. Like and it kind of sent me off. But I was gonna bring this a couple different ways. So I was gonna go more heavy and then in light, but now I'm gonna go lighter and then in heavier at this point, just for whatever reason, just feels right. So on the lighter side, I remember, you know, like kind of one time there was this girl, and she lived down the street, and we filled her entire car with packing peanuts. Like we popped the glass, like windshield, back windshield on her Chevy Blazer, and got 2 giant bags of packing peanuts from the packing store. And just like went inside the car and just let them all loose. I mean, no hyperbole. Like 10,000 packing peanuts. I feel like absurd amount.
What was the reason you did that to her?
It was funny. Like it was just.
But why'd you choose her?
Just actually, I can't even remember who it was. It was basically like there was this girl who lived down the street, and then there was a couple girls she was friends with that would park their cars there when they would go hang out. So we went there that night, and whoever's car was just open is who we landed on. I can't even remember. It wasn't like we targeted. We just wanted any of their cars, like of the 3 girls that were there. Like, but I couldn't tell you which one we ended up with.
Were you guys just fucking with them? Did you know them?
Yeah, like they were like, again, like the one girl lived down the street, Megan, and we would all like, chill and hang out and like go and like hang out at her house, and it was like fun. Like it wasn't like there was no like none of us ever none of us ever dated her. None of us like she was just
right. It was just
a cool
fun
girl
prank
in the neighborhood and just a silly prank. But No, I mean she really like wanted to kill us. So like that was one thing, and it was
That means the prank went well.
it
though.
was legit, like to the level where like she would be crying and like when she would see us in the hallways, it was wild. Like it was like again,
She had like PTSD.
I was like, again, like I was gonna do some like lighter, quick anecdotes, but she was so out for blood over nothing. Like it was like, come on, we'll help you clean it up. Like
We're just fucking with you. Chill out.
It was chill. It was like, whatever. So, and then another time, we went over and somehow we got into like a verbal altercation with like another group of guys at like this house party. So like imagine a girl that like one of our friends has a crush on, and she tells us to come over, and then we show up, and it's like 5 of us, which was like me, a state championship Nigerian wrestler, and then like the rest of us, and like they're just like, who are these guys? Why are they here? And they're just like, you know, just get the fuck out. And it was like whatever. And the girl was like, yeah, they don't have to leave. And it was like I don't even remember why, but essentially we left with her, and they chased us. And when I say they chased us, like Mad Max style, we're on the freeway going between 70 and 100 for like a 4-mile stretch, and they're trying to literally run us off the road. Like I'm driving, and like they're coming over to clip me, and I'm like slamming on my brakes, and they're missing me, and then I'm like speeding up and slowing down, and they're trying to get me, and I mean it was.
That's fucking awesome.
Wild, dude. It was like we totally, and then
What were you guys thinking? Like when it was going on?
I literally was like, I remember
like was it fun? Was it scary?
No, I was so locked in. Whenever things get really intense, I get locked in. Like I'm focused up, and I was just like eyebrows down, 2 hands on the steering wheel. I wasn't panicking
just put your
or
driving
screaming.
gloves on.
Almost in my head, yeah, like fucking leather, yeah, with no fingers, you know. Yeah, so I'm like, but I was so locked in and just. But there was one of the times where they got so fucking close to clipping my front end. It was, yeah, like the closest I probably like. We were going like 70 to 100. We were going around this curve on the 291 highway in Missouri. If they would have clipped me, like we could have spun. There was pillars on both sides. There's ditches. There's another fucking oncoming traffic just like feet away. It was like life flash before your eyes intensity. And it was all over like nothing. And these guys didn't even like know who the fuck we were. Like we didn't really know who they were. It was just over bullshit. I think her name was Kelly or Kelsey or something. It was like one of my friends wanted to go holler at her. I don't remember, dude.
Dude, that's so awesome. That sounds like so much fun.
They were so trashy though, bro. Like we were trashy, I guess, in our own right. Like you know, but they were like wild trashy. So anyway, so that was like out for blood for nothing. And then there was another time when I can't remember why, but basically we got into like some kind of argument, and this girl was like, "These guys could beat you guys up," and we met to fight these guys in a parking lot. And then the gas station owner came out as soon as the fight started and was like, "I'll call the cops." And then we all were like, "All right, let's go to a remote area." And as soon as we parked in the remote area, they threw rocks at the back windshield and shattered this girl's car. And then they drove off. I don't know. Anyway, that was just like all these like stupid like moments where really like we could like have killed each other. There could have been weapons involved. Like those guys could have ran us off the road and literally murdered a car full of like 5 or 6 people. Like And to your point earlier, like these stories seem mundane, and they kind of are and were, but it was like this acknowledgement that like these people, like we didn't mean anything to them, and like this meant a lot to them at the same time. Like anyway, I don't know. It was a strange like thing. So fuck all that silly stories, people out for blood, or like inconsequential things. Go ahead though.
I just want to say one thing. I've only been in a couple car chases. They are so fucking fun.
Fun? That wasn't fun.
I don't know. I like going fast, but I will tell you,
going fast.
No, there was a guy one time. I was with a buddy of mine in a fucking gas station, and we looked at him and said something fucking. I don't know what the fuck we said, and he just started chasing us, and we're like just flying through the town. This guy's trailing until we ditched him. And there's like another time where that happened with some guys from another town, but it's like I guess those are times where people were out for blood and didn't really realize it.
That's what I mean. I think exactly. It's like these mundane things,
but because I didn't,
one thing goes wrong, like
but because I didn't know him, I was like, I thought it was fucking fun. I was like, let's just fucking drive. The one time I was driving, this is a fucking. I got this shit. I ain't gonna fucking catch. Maybe I should have been a race car driver.
Maybe I like go fast. As he
Yeah,
says.
but yeah, dude. No, the only time I think that somebody was out for blood is, dude, this was kind of weird. There was a guy that had, we called him, the rumored molester guy in the town.
Sure,
right?
Chester.
Chester, yeah, the Chester molester guy, right?
If you guys look,
Yeah, everybody's got one.
Yeah,
Everybody's
yeah,
got
yeah,
one. I'm not gonna say the guy's name because I don't know that he actually was, but he was. I think he was just
Good enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was just a little off. I don't know that he ever did anything. I think he was just a little off, and people just thought he was kind of. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with him. But I was riding we're on a bike, and I'm on the back of my buddy's pegs, right, on his bike, and we're coming back from the school, had to open swimming, and we're like in junior high, and we're fucking drive, and then there was an eclipse, and I was like, oh shit, did we miss the eclipse? Or somebody asked this guy, and I looked, I go, oh fuck, that's Chester the molester, and then he got on his bike and. Like he was probably pissed about the rumors, whatever. And we're just fucking riding, and his guy's fucking riding, and his like chain broke like a couple blocks away. But that was fucking crazy. I was like, that was awesome. Like we got away from the guy. That was it. That guy might have been out for blood.
That guy might have been after you guys, definitely.
He could have been out for something else too, but I don't know. We're not really sure yet.
And that's there's a point there. It was like, that guy could have been like super normal, but just gotten tired and sick of it all.
I was like, I'm gonna.
And then that you just were like the straw that broke the camel back. Like you were the one thing that turned him to like his villain status, his villain arc. But all right, so last one, and probably like a little bit more like of a downer point. I guess I told you I'd go down at the end, but and I think I don't really understand it. It's a time like. The only time I feel like I would be justified to be like out for blood in my life was after my brother got murdered. By the way, shorthanded gold. Go Knights go! What timing to mention like my brother's murder and then.
By the way,
the Knights scores. I'm out. Hold on.
Go Knights
go! This bump.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
All right, back to death. No, but I do mean like that would be the most ultimate time to be out for blood is like if you lost a sibling, a parent, to someone to like cold-blooded murder. Like you should want and probably like be out for blood. You should like want to like get revenge. And again, love that movie A Time to Kill. Not the point. But I wasn't out for blood at all. Even when I like was going through the process, I wanted justice. I didn't want blood.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like I cared more about
because I think
about the bureaucracy of the court system and like how it is all panning out and murder charges and how that works, versus like wanting him to die or kill him. And again, I'm so surprised.
Why do you think that
like,
is?
Because I don't know. Like I absolutely like. Was a hothead growing up and could be very emotional and sensitive. It just I'd be built for like being mad at people or holding grudges for no reason. The person that killed my brother, I should be like, oh, it's time for me to have my John the Rock Cena. Sorry, it's a song reference. It's a joke, but
they're not the same person.
No, I know there's a song.
There's John Cena and then there's Dwayne the Rock.
No, it's fine. It's a Hot Mulligan song. Anyway, so I'm not like that. You know what I mean? That badass. I don't know. I'm not the badass who's gonna strap on guns and have like a fucking montage of me suiting up and like killing the bad guys. Like it's just not. It's not how it is.
Like Mark Wahlberg in The Departed, where he just kind of shows up in all that
The Departed.
and what's his name? What's the dude's name that he kills at the end?
Matt Damon.
Yeah, where he's like Matt
Spills
Damon's
a
like,
bit.
all right, just do it or whatever he says. He's like, yeah, just fucking shoot me. I know this is coming.
Yeah.
It's like bang. No, but the reason I ask you is why do you not think that is? Because I think sometimes something is so severe that like the overwhelming sadness of losing somebody is like it's almost like too much to like. I know you process some anger and some other stuff because my cousin, when she was killed by a drunk driver, yeah, you want justice, but I was like, it's so like it didn't bring anybody back, and like yeah, that girl should definitely have served plenty of time. But hers also, it's a little bit different because I think hers was just being irresponsible and careless. Like that girl didn't set out to, it wasn't like a confrontation. It was a little bit different of a situation, but at the same time, it's like, hey, it doesn't matter what the fuck happens. This like cousin's not coming back.
Yeah.
and this girl like going out for revenge and killing the person that killed her doesn't make it better.
Exactly. And
It's like it doesn't make it makes it it's like.
But it's crazy I didn't have to like talk myself off that ledge or like explain that to myself. Like it was so innate, it was so passive. It was just like, well, I hope he gets arrested. And I hope he gets
Are you
charged,
watching us
dude.
live?
Yes, I'm monitoring.
I've been
and
wondering
monitoring.
what you were doing. I was like, "What game are you watching? A draft? What is happening?" And now I look. You can look at me right here, man. If you want to soak it all in, soak it all in.
I am just making sure there's no lag. I'm trying to see if there's any chat. I'm trying to watch. Anyway, I told you in advance. I'm sorry if I'm looking over my shoulder a lot and doing things.
That's in front of your shoulder.
Okay, Jason. You
didn't prepare me for that.
Okay, I'm out for blood now.
Now
And the
you
only
were out for
target
blood.
I have is you. I want to strangle you. No, man. I don't know. I don't know.
You don't have to hide it.
Oh man, no, it's fine. That's fine. Anything else? I guess on being out for blood or any other thoughts?
No, you think being Romanian, I'd be out for more blood. I'd be like a vampire, and that'd be like my thing.
Damn, that's true. All right. By the way, have you seen this? Have you heard of this movie Sinners?
I saw the show, the first one with Jessica Biel. That was a good series.
Never mind. There's some movie out, Sinners, with Michael B. Jordan. I think it's about vampires. It's supposed to be good. That's why I was bringing it up.
Yeah, no. The last thing I saw on vampires was I'm not recommending it because I thought maybe I liked the first series or the first season. I watched like 4 or 5, whatever the whole series was. It was called The Preacher.
Oh, Preacher. It's based on a comic. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
The
kind of
butthole face guy, the kid. Yeah.
the fuck. That was weird.
Yeah. No. It's just, yeah. It's just,
I got hooked on it. It's like one of those. If I ever told somebody like, "Hey, go check it out," they'd be
dude,
like,
it's a comic. It's like a established comic
Dude,
book.
it was a
you
weird.
can go read that comic book.
There
and
were some parts of the seasons that
Yeah.
I liked, and then sometimes I go, God, they got carried away with some
Dude, I
fucking
watched
stupid
the
shit.
I watched the fuck out of the first season, and after that, I kind of fell off.
Exactly, because that's what happens. It's
Yeah, as always. Did you watch Nosferatu? I talked about watching it, I think, right after I went to the theater. I talked a little bit about it on one of the episodes, I think. So
No, but one I did watch that was really good. I don't know that I loved how it ended, but Midnight Mass. Yo, check it out. I don't know if it's on I don't know what streaming services even exist
Yeah,
anymore.
dude,
Where the
yeah,
fuck
who
I
the
found
fuck
it.
knows?
But check out. I would assume. Did we score again?
almost. Sorry, almost.
No, it's good. But I would say check out Midnight Mass. It was pretty good.
Okay. I think I talked about this one on the show, but I might not have. But it's Vampire Out for Blood. Spoiler alert, but also whatever. Abigail. It's a show on Prime or movie on Prime. Sorry, it's a movie on Prime. It is the exact structure and format of basically Quentin Tarantino's Dawn Till Dusk. So
Oh no shit.
in the way of like again like
George
if
Clooney in
you
it?
watch a trailer and like again it's a spoiler and I'm a fucking asshole for even doing it, but
Nope. No one listens, so you didn't spoil it
that's
for anyone.
true, dude. So but there's a movie called From Dusk Till Dawn. It's a Quentin Tarantino movie. And the first half of the movie is just like a gritty like crime thriller where they're like escaping, they're like robbers escaping and they're just driving across Mexico. And they go to the strip club and then all of a sudden it's
got me-
a fucking
you got me
vampire
interested.
movie.
At the strip club?
They're at a strip club and then all of a sudden the strippers start like eating all the people and it's a vampire movie.
Oh, the people.
Rest of the movie is like a vampire horror movie. And it's like it's called From Dusk Till Dawn. It's like an old classic. And this movie Abigail is like the same format. The first half's like this kidnapping movie and these like bandit movie.
And then they end up at a
all
strip
of a sudden
club?
it's a fucking vampire movie. And I'm
Oh.
like, what the fuck? Like those are fun for me. Those are fun. So I know I spoiled it, but I kind of knew. Someone's like, "Oh, if you like Dusk Till Dawn, you'll like Abigail," and it was like, "Okay, well, that tells me everything I'm gonna need to
Right
know."
now, I don't need to watch
And then
it.
I was 2 minutes into it going, "Got it."
Dude,
I clocked the whole thing.
speaking
But
of
it was worth
movies,
it. It was
speaking
good.
of movies, have you watched? It's not a movie, but speaking of entertainment on streaming services, have you seen The Penguin?
I want to, but no, I have not. Like invested the time.
So some people don't like it because it was not enough action or comic-ish. It was more of a mob movie of the rise of the Penguin. Bro. And it had, what's his name? Colin Farrell? The dude from, if for you guys don't know who Colin Farrell is, he was the guy that you probably most know from In Bruges. Great movie.
In fucking Bruges.
Yeah.
In fucking Bruges. I love that movie.
It's one of my favorite movies. It's so fucking funny. It cracks me up every time it's on.
In the alcoves.
Yeah.
In the alcoves. In the alcoves. I was talking about fucking alcoves. I'm talking about fucking alcoves. I love that movie.
Especially when he saved him when he was trying to kill him.
Yeah,
he's
that was
like,
great.
what are you doing?
Yes.
Anyways, so it's that guy, and he's in the Penguin. He plays the Penguin. You wouldn't recognize him because he does a really good job.
Right? No, his make, and he said he would never do it again because of like his makeup and shit was.
It was
brutal,
like, yeah,
so.
but yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, in terms of Out for Blood, that is a very good movie for people who are out for blood.
Okay.
A very good
Okay.
series. Like
Okay.
check that shit
All
out.
right.
Talk about out for fucking blood. And then something kind of interesting happens in the very last episode of the season. And I found it to be very intriguing. And also somebody out for blood. And
Okay.
unexpectedly.
Okay.
It was kind of cool, man. I would say check it out. Maybe even start with the last episode.
All right.
And then
Okay. That's a terrible idea. That's like.
And then go back and see what happens.
Has anyone ever given worse advice? Probably not.
Oh my god, how many
That was
movies start with
probably-
the ending and then go back
Oh,
and then play it all
God,
out?
I guess, but sometimes like that's because the story's constructed in a way for it to make sense.
Well, I want our listeners. I want Sweden to go out, watch the last episode of the season, and then go watch the rest and
Okay.
see if it works for anything.
I hate this idea so much. So, all right, buddy. Well, I think we're gonna turn this one in. I'm out for bed, is what I'm out for. I have an early 5:30 a.m. wake up call tomorrow. So I'm gonna walk my happy ass across 8 Mile. And we're going to finish the last few minutes of this Knights game and see if the Knights have a chance to pull this out at 4-2. I doubt it, though. So
Do you think Sweden's rooting for?
I think Sweden is probably
Root for the
rooting
Knights?
for
Sweden, root for the Knights.
I think Will Carlson from the Golden Knights is probably he's a fan.
He's Swedish.
I think he is.
Wasn't
I
Will
think- I'm
Carlson in
being
that,
racist.
like,
That's fucked
Euro-
up. I shouldn't just. I think he's Swedish.
No,
I
but
could've
wasn't he in
was.
Eurovision?
Oh wow, that's a penalty, dude. What do you mean throw your? All right. Anyway, guys, let's close this thing out. Bottled and Canned episode number 28. Please shoot us an email. We're at bottled. The email address is bottledandcannedpod, all spelled out, A-N-D, bottledandcannedpod@gmail.com. We're also at Bottled and Canned Pod, all spelled out, on TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram. And maybe we'll clip something from this episode. I didn't feel anything was that good. That was we're just terrible at our jobs, but
Don't tell
at
anyone,
least
but
we're
I
live.
forgot
At
to
least
even
we're live.
post the last time we.
Yeah, that's fine. No one noticed. Don't worry. So anyway, please shoot us an email. Come watch the I guess the footage. If you are usually an audio listener, come check out our YouTube page or our I guess Twitch page. And we'll be at Bottled and Canned Pod on YouTube as well. So anyway, thanks for checking us out. Thanks for hanging out. Let's get the fuck out of here. Say your line, buddy.
Go Knights, go! Good night, Sweden.
Where it is. Welcome. Oh God.
Yeah, are we gonna end?
We are. We're ending.